Hello and welcome to the DIY Solar Air Heater Guide video tutorial. In this video, we will walk step by step through the entire building process. Tools you will need are some sheet metal snips, either right or left-handed, a sharp razor knife, vice grips, common pliers, safety glasses, a well-fitting pair of gloves, any hammer will do, any square will do, a tape measure, any drill bit large enough to allow your tin snips to start a cut in the sheet metal. A driver bit with the right size driver for your screws. You'll need very sharp, brand new razor knives. Do not skimp on this. You need a sharp one. And a cordless drill is perfect. 3 3 5/8" by 8 foot by 1.5 inch steel studs. 6 1.5 by 3 by 10 foot D-style roof edge, and you can choose what color you like for the exterior flashing. Note, one of the 6 can be an 8-foot long length. Foil-faced foam board insulation, 3/4 inch thick by 4 foot by 8 foot. Do not get the squishy kind that can bend. We want the hard, stiff kind, just like this. 2 more lengths of the D-style flashing, except galvanized, unpainted. 3 sheet metal pieces, 3 foot by 8 foot, pro rib panels. Try to get galvanized. 36-inch nominal coverage. Get the 9-inch on center rib spacing. 4 cans of high-temp matte black engine or grill type paint. 4 tubes clear 100% silicone caulk rated for outdoor use. 4-inch by 4-inch or 4-inch by 6-inch sheet metal duct splice connectors. These are used for the ducts for your inlet and your outlet. You'll need 1 4x8 sheet of 6mm twin wall polycarbonate roof panel. I have several material suppliers in our list. We begin by cutting 1 steel stud into 2 4-foot sections. We score around with our razor knife. This is going to help us see our line. Go all the way around. All you need to do is cut these 2 flanges. This flange here, do the other one on the other side, and then all you need to do is bend that back and forth about 7 to 10 times and it's going to split in half. You don't have to cut across the web. Tap back in place the bends that you just created. Try to get it back to straight. To start the crimping process, in a glancing motion, use your hammer to begin the bend. In a rolling motion, use your pliers to work that bend so that you can crimp it nice and evenly. If you find that the gauge of the steel is too thick for you to crimp with a pliers, just use a hammer to flatten those sections. Give that stud a little bit of a squeeze, get it straight again. Insert your 8-foot long sides into the crimped area of the 4-foot section. You're going to do this on 4 corners. You'll use your vice grips or other clamp to hold it in place. Make sure everything is square. Keep in mind we only crimped our 4-foot sections, not the 8-foot sections. Now center your drill bit into that corner and drive your self-drilling screw. Repeat this on all 4 corners. Your 4x8 sheet of foam board may need to be trimmed on one of the long sides and one of the short sides so that it fits inside of your steel stud frame. Measure the inside of your steel stud frame from the inside, from the exterior web to the other side, exterior web, and then do the same from top to bottom. You want your foam board to rest on the inside without being too tight, so make your measurement. I ended up cutting about 3/8 of an inch off of one of the long sides and one of the top sides, but do your own measurements. We next cut our 4 perimeter foam strips at 2 3/8 inch. Cut 2 pieces at 8 feet and 2 pieces at 4 feet. Use a straight edge or a piece of your drip edge flashing to mark your line for trimming your foam board. Using your razor knife, holding it nice and plumb, cut just like you cut bread all the way down the line as not to cut or damage the foil. Then run one more long, even cut to ensure you've made it all the way through, almost to the bottom, and then you're gonna bend it out a little bit and then finish cutting that backing paper through the foam board. Lay your foam board inside the frame with the foil side facing up. This is the back of our heater. Now that your 4 perimeter pieces fit perfectly, take them back out. Now the first piece you're going to caulk the bottom of your top or your bottom foam piece where it contacts the backing foam of the unit. Get those 2 pieces in place. Next, grab your 2 long foam perimeter pieces and you're going to caulk along their ends and the bottom just where they contact the other foam perimeter piece and the bottom backer piece. Do that around the perimeter. A little tip for inserting these perimeter side pieces is to put the top side in first with the caulked side on the bottom, and they will pop right in, and the access holes in the steel frame are great to hold with your thumbs on the other side. You have a small section to cover with sheet metal. Measure from the inside of your short perimeter foam piece to the other side of the first rib. Where I'm cutting now is going to butt up next to that foam. The rib end is going to overlap that second sheet metal piece. Transfer that measurement from the end of your roofing material. Use one of your strips of drip edge for your straight edge. Mark a clear line, straight plumb down. Use your snips to cut across the ribs. Make sure you're wearing safety glasses when you're doing this. I have a detailed explanation of how to do this, but you can see exactly how I'm doing it. You just have to work your way over the ribs. I'm lifting up with my left hand, stepping down with my right foot. This is the right-handed method. Then you've got your strip in the center, left over. Lay down both sheets from one end and overlap the rib. Begin the score and snap cut by using a piece of your drip edge as a straight edge and slowly and carefully score through the coating of the sheet metal with your very sharp brand new razor knife. Keep your hands out of the way in case you slip. Flip the sheet metal piece over and then bend it like a taco along your scored line and work your way slowly from one end to the other, compressing it just slightly as you go down the line until you feel that line collapsing upon itself and you are going to hear it snap. Again, safety glasses are very important because these metal pieces are sharp. Let's be careful. Apply your silicone to the areas underneath your sheet metal pieces where they will contact the foam. Also, where the ribs are going to overlap, silicone there as well. Replace the 3 sheet metal pieces after you've silicone them. Try not to get silicone everywhere or damage the foam. And I think it's okay if you don't compress the silicone, because even if you have a tiny little air barrier created by that silicone, that's all the better. One more air barrier between the cold outside and that sheet metal. At an angle, screw in 3 of your stainless steel self-drillers into the ribs to secure all of your sheet metal pieces together. There we go. And work your way down. The The next step I suggest is to cut your baffles. You're going to cut 5 lengths of your galvanized, unpainted D-style roof edging pieces. Cut them so that they butt up against the foam on the inside along your ribs, and leave about 4 inches from the end so that the air can circulate around them. Once you have all your baffles oriented in the correct position, you are going to place both of your ducts where you want them and trace around them. Notice I just use my pliers to hold it off the edge about 8 inches or so, and the duct is on the opposite side of where the open end of that baffle is. Using your 3/8 inch drill through just on the inside of your traced duct line, your circle. Then use your snips to cut out that circle. I cut just on the outside of my Sharpie line so that I still have to force that duct through with a little bit of effort down to the retaining ring that's on the duct. You can see this is why we have not yet caulked any of the sheet metal down to the foam. Cut out the foam around, make a couple of cross slices, quarters or eighths, and then from the bottom, push upward, pop those foam pieces out, and clean up your edge a little bit. Force that duct down to the topmost retaining collar. And you can go ahead and cut about 1 inch tabs around the edge. At this point, do not screw in anything yet. This is the time you will pull out that duct again. You're going to remove your 3 big sheet metal pieces, flip them over, and you're going to caulk them on the bottom. Then replace them, replace this duct, and go ahead and screw it in. And make the hole on the other side for your other duct. Butt the end of your first baffle, angling away, you can see to the left, from your first duct. You want it butted on the same side as your duct. Here you can see why I say this design almost built itself. These baffles fit so nicely onto the ribs, and they're at the same height as our exterior frame, so it's almost like they were made for this. Notice that crimp baffle, that happened while traveling down the highway. I still used it. So you can see we alternate and we skip a rib. You're going to want to cut 4-inch extra pieces for support from your baffle material, your drip edge. We're going to place them on each end just with 1 screw. You can do 2 if you want. Caulk all the way around the perimeter and where the baffles touch the foam. This is going to lock everything in place. Notice that I've placed extra supporting baffle pieces down the center as extra support. Now here is what we want.